Now, I'd like to welcome up one of our next speakers for today. It's Eileen Keleghan, who is Head of Communications at CAO, the Central Applications Office. So can we welcome Eileen onto the stage? Eileen, how are you?
Good, good.
Thanks a million for joining us today. You're very good. So we'll get straight into it. When can people get started on a CAO application?
Okay.
What should they do as well before they start their application?
Yeah, well, I suppose they've already started an important part of the process by coming here today and doing the research on courses. You can't actually start your CAO application until the 5th of November.
Okay.
But in the meantime, you should be reading the CAO handbook, practicing the demo application form on the website, and doing all that research, as I said, on what courses you're going to put down.
And then what do people need to put down on the application form, and what's the important dates and deadlines for it?
Okay, so to get started with the CAO application, it's actually really straightforward, and people shouldn't put off starting an application just because they don't know what courses they want to put down on their application, because you can actually obtain your CAO number and you don't have to enter any course information. So to get started, once the 5th of November comes around, applicants just need to put in their personal details, enter their credit card details, and let us know how they want their application to be assessed. Yeah. All going well, their application number will appear on screen. So you need to have applied by the 1st of February at 5 p.m.
Okay.
That's the first main deadline. There is an early discounted application fee deadline of the 20th of January at 5 p.m. So if you apply by that date, the fee is €30.
Okay.
Other dates to look out for, the 1st of July at 5 p.m. is the change of mind closing date.
Right.
So that's the date when everybody has to have their courses finalised, and that's the last opportunity to change courses.
And can we talk a bit about the Here and the Dare scheme and how they work?
Yeah, so the Here and Dare schemes are schemes for higher education access route, so for applicants from socioeconomically disadvantaged backgrounds. And the DARE scheme is the Disability Access Route to Education. Both of those schemes, there's more information on them at accesscollege.ie. But if you're applying for either scheme, you have to have applied to CAO by 5 p.m. on the 1st of February, and then filled out the application form for Here or Dare by the 1st of March at 5 p.m. and then send in the documents by the 15th of March at 5 p.m.
Okay, so there's a lot of deadlines.
There are a lot of deadlines, and they are all in the handbook.
Right.
In the important date section of the handbook. So.
And then what advice would you give people, or how can they list their courses?
Well, applicants should list their courses in genuine order of preference. So what that means is put your dream course in first place, your second favourite course in second place, and so on, right the way down. You can put 10 courses on your level 8 list and 10 courses on your level 7/6 list. And I would advise applicants to fill out as many course options as possible to give them plenty of options at the offer stage.
Okay, and then what's the difference between the level 7 and 8 courses between them and the 6?
Okay, yeah, the level 8 courses are the honours degree programmes, and the level 7/6 courses are the ordinary degrees and the higher certificates.
Okay.
So you can put 10 courses down on the level 8 list and 10 down on the 7/6. And a lot of the level 7/6 courses have their own qualifications, but also many of them offer progression into level 8 as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And if people do want to change the layout of their courses, how can they go about doing that?
They can change their courses as many times as they like up to the 1st of February at 5 p.m. Then that facility closes for a while, and it reopens in the summertime on the 5th of May. And applicants can log in to their account from the 5th of May as many times as they like, free of charge, right up to the 1st of July at 5 p.m. And most applicants will log in. Not everybody knows what courses they want to put down by the 1st of February. It's a very popular facility, and you're not alone if you don't know what courses you want to put down on your list at this point. You will have plenty of time. You have until the 1st of July.
Okay, so there's plenty of time to make a change if needs be.
Just one other thing to watch out for is restricted courses. So some of the courses on the CAO application facility are restricted, and these courses have to be on your application by the 1st of February at 5 p.m. So if in doubt about a restricted course, my advice would be put it down on your application. You can always remove it using the change of mind, but you cannot add it in if you don't have it there by the 1st of February.
Okay, so that's
just a warning on that one.
Note. Yeah, 100%. And then what is the statement of application email that's sent out in May? Can you explain that?
The statement of application email is one of the most important emails you'll get from CAO. Well, all of our emails are important, but this is one that you really have to watch out for. We send it to all applicants in May, and it's a prompt for you to log into your account to check and double check that all of your information is correct. Things to look out for in this email would be that your exam number is correct. If you have any exemptions, make sure that they're listed, and make sure all of your qualifications are mentioned. So just watch out for that email. It went around the 7th of May last year. Take about 15 minutes to sit down, log into your account, have a parent look over it with you if you can, and just make sure, and if you notice any errors, you can fix it in May. Okay. So May is the time to notice the error, not August when the offers come out. Okay.
Another very important note.
Yes.
Eileen, I might let you answer my next question through the presentation, if that's okay.
Okay.
So how do colleges decide on who gets an offer? And I'll let you take that away on the screen.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so a lot of people wonder, how do we come up with these magic points for courses? So I'm going to talk you through an example of how the colleges actually decide who's going to get an offer. So we're going to look at when we get the Leaving Cert results. They're all supplied to CAO, and we enter them into the CAO system, and we check that each applicant, for every course that you've applied for, we're going to check to see, did you meet the minimum entry requirements for the course. If you do meet the entry requirements for the course, we're then going to calculate a point score for you based on your Leaving Certificate results. And then we're going to put you on a list for each of your courses based on your point score. So we call it the Order of Merit list. And you'll be put on the list. You know, if you've got the highest score out of all of the applicants for a course, you'll go to the top of the list, and so on. And then we have to wait for the colleges to come along and tell us how many offers they're going to issue. So let's say, for example, we have 100 applicants for arts in University of Galway. When the results come out, we're going to look at every applicant's results. We're going to see, do they meet the entry requirements. There might be 20 applicants who don't meet the entry requirements, so we remove them from the list for that course. And we then calculate the point score for all of the remaining applicants. And we put them all on a list with the person with the highest point score in first place. And then we wait for the college to come along and let us know how many places they want to offer. So they might say offer 50 places on that course. We had 80 eligible applicants, so we're going to offer to the top 50 people on the list for the course. And when you see the point score published for an applicant, it's the last person to get an offer on the course. So the person in 50th place in this example is the point score that you're going to see published at round 1. If some applicants then don't accept their offers, these places become available in round 2, and so on until all of the places have been filled. So we're going to look at the example, and we're going to follow the progress of the applicant in red, okay? The exam results haven't been released yet, so we don't have any of these applicants for the course in any order. So this is our applicants list. This is her level 8 list. The same process happens on the level 7-6 list at the same time. So we're going to track and see how she gets on with her course choices list. So we see she has CK 101, her first preference course. We've checked all of her results, and she's met the entry requirements for all of her courses. So we've calculated her point score, and we put her on a list for every one of the courses. So we can see her first preference course, she is in 4th place on the list for that course. Her second preference, she's in 3rd place, and her third preference, she is in 1st place. So because she's in first place for her 3rd preference course, we can forget about her 4th preference and lower now, because we know she's definitely going to get an offer of her 3rd preference anyway. So once you get an offer of a course, all of the ones below that disappear from your list. So we had to wait and see how many places the college were going to offer. So they came along, and all of the applicants in green are getting an offer. So we see for her first preference course, there was only 2 offers made on that course. She was in 4th place on the waiting list, so she's not going to get an offer of her first preference course. Her second preference course, they made 4 offers. She was in 3rd place on the waiting list for the course. So she is going to get an offer of her second preference course. So because of that now, all of the other courses disappear from her list. There's only 2 courses in play for this applicant. Her second preference course, the one that she's got an offer for, and her first preference course, the one that she is in second place on the waiting list for. So this is the question that we get from applicants all the time at the offer stage when they've received a lower preference offer. Can she accept this offer, and will she still be considered for her higher preference in a later round if a place becomes available? And the answer is yes. She can accept that second preference offer, but she might still get an offer of her first preference in a later round if a place becomes available. I would advise applicants to accept whatever offer you get in round 1. Consider it as maybe the only offer that you might get. You know, there's over 50,000 offers in round 1, but that drops to below 3,000 in round 2. So that's just to give you an idea of, you know, how important it is to consider your round 1 offer carefully. This applicant accepts her round 1 offer, but she's going to wait and see what happens in a later round. So we see her first preference course in round 2. They issued 1 more place. She was in second place in the waiting list, so she's not going to get an offer in round 2. But then at round 3, 2 people didn't turn up for registration in the college, and they came back to CAO and they asked us to issue another 2 offers. She was at the top of the waiting list for the course, so she's going to get an offer of her first preference course. And now she has to decide, what is she going to do? She can accept her new offer and that'll cancel her earlier acceptance, or she can do nothing, she can ignore that new offer and stay on the course that she's already accepted. So that's just kind of how, hopefully show you how the order of preference system works and how we actually allocate the offers.
And then how will people know, Eileen, if they get an offer or if they have been offered a place?
Yeah, so after the Leaving Cert results are issued, it's usually the following week, we will email all applicants. If you've been successful, you'll get an email from us. You might have a level 8 email and a level 7/6 email. You'll also get a text message from us, and you'll be able to log into your application from 2 o'clock on the day the offers come out to check your offer and to accept it if you wish to do so.
Okay, so it's
you
not
won't
an
miss
easy
it.
thing to miss.
No.
And then are there any common errors that applicants can make?
Yeah, I suppose I talked about one of them being order of preference, so not listing your courses in genuine order of preference. You really do need to put your dream course in first place, your second favourite in second place, and so on. And don't, list them based on other kind of rationale. We get applicants coming to us every year who say, oh, I got my first preference, I wasn't expecting to get it, I didn't think the points would drop that much, or I didn't think I'd do that well. But unfortunately, because they've got their first preference offer, they won't get any other offers. So there's nothing you can do. You can't go down in your order of preference, you can only go up. So if you got your third preference offer, you can accept that, but you might get your second or your first, but you won't get your fourth or anything below that.
Okay.
So it is a mistake to list them in any other way.
So it's very important to be very cautious when filling out the forms and accepting the offers as well.
Yeah, not to let the reply date pass is important. You know, you have a date by which you have to accept as well.
Okay. Yeah. Eileen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can we give Eileen a big round of applause?
Cheers. Thank you.